boys and girls. Welcome to Miss Rachel's Story Time. Did you know that a few days ago we entered into a new season called spring? Spring is the season that comes after winter. Spring is when the grass turns green and the trees turn green and flowers bloom. Did you know that these flowers grew from a tiny seed? And did you know that grass and trees grow from tiny seeds? Seeds come in all shapes and sizes. Some seeds are big and some are small. Some seeds we can eat, like this bean. This bean is a seed. Also, a popcorn kernel is a seed. We sometimes like to pop these for a snack. Today, I want to share with you a book about a tiny seed. It is called The Tiny Seed, and it's by the author Eric Carle. Whoops. Sorry, my puppy wants to join. It is autumn. A strong wind is blowing. It blows flower seeds high in the air and carries them across the land. One of the seeds is tiny, smaller than all of the others. Will it be able to keep up with the others? And where are they going? You see all the seeds? One of the seeds flies higher than the others. Up, up, up it goes. It flies too high, and the sun's hot rays burn it up. Oh no! But the tiny seed sails on with the others. Do you see it down there? The tiny seed? Another seed lands on a tall and icy mountain. The ice never melts and the seeds cannot grow. The rest of the seeds fly on, but the tiny seed does not go as fast as the others. See, there's the seed that fell on the mountain, and there's the tiny seed right there. Now they fly over the ocean. Look at the ocean. One seed falls into the water and drowns. Oh no, that's so sad. The others sail on the wind, but the tiny seed does not go as high as the others. Do you see it there? One seed drifts down onto the desert. It is hot and dry, and the seed cannot grow. Now the tiny seed is flying very low, but the wind pushes it along with the others. See the tiny seed? And there's the poor seed in the desert. Finally, the wind stops and the seeds fall gently to the ground. A bird comes by and eats one of the seeds. The tiny seed is not eaten. It is so small that the bird does not see it. Can you find the tiny seed? You see it right there? So tiny. Now it is winter. After their long trip, the seeds settle down. They look just as if they are going to sleep in the earth. Snow falls and covers them like a soft white blanket. A hungry mouse that also lives in the ground eats a seed for his lunch. But the tiny seed lies very still, and the mouse does not see it. Can you find the tiny seed? Where is it? Look. Now it is spring. After a few months, the snow has melted. It is really spring. Birds fly by, the sun shines, and the rain falls. The seeds grow so round and full, they start to burst open a little. Now they are not seeds anymore, they are plants. First, they send roots down into the earth. Do you see the roots? Then their little stems and leaves begin to grow up toward the sun and the air. There is another plant that grows much faster than the new little plants. It is a big fat weed. And it takes all of the sunlight and the rain away from one of the small new plants. And that little plant dies. The tiny seed hasn't begun to grow yet. It will be too late. Hurry! But finally, it starts to grow into a plant. This is the weed. The warm weather also brings children out to play. They too have been waiting for the sun in springtime. One child doesn't see the plants as he runs along, and oh, he breaks one. Now it can't grow anymore. Oh no. The tiny plant that grew from the tiny seed is growing fast, but its neighbor grows even faster. Before the tiny plant has 3 leaves, the other plant has 7. And look, a bud. And now even a flower. But what's happening? First, the footsteps. Then a shadow looms over them. Then a hand reaches down and breaks off the flower. A boy has picked the flower to give to a friend. That's so nice. And now it's summer. Now the tiny plant from the tiny seed is all alone. It grows on and it doesn't stop. The sun shines on it and the rain waters it. It has many leaves. It grows taller and taller. It is taller than the people. It is taller than the trees. It is taller than the houses. And now a flower grows on it. People come from far and near to look at this flower. It is the tallest flower they have ever seen. It is a giant flower. All summer long, the birds and bees and butterflies come visiting. They have never seen such a big and beautiful flower. And now it's autumn again. The days grow shorter, the nights grow cooler, and the wind carries yellow and red leaves past the flower. Some petals drop from the giant flower, and they sail along with the bright leaves over the land and down to the ground. The wind blows harder. The flower has lost almost all of its petals. It sways and bends away from the wind, but the wind grows stronger and shakes the flower. Once more, the wind shakes the flower, and this time the flower's seed pods open. Out come many tiny seeds that quickly sail far away in the wind. When the seeds all fly away, then we get more flowers and more grass and more trees, whatever kind of seeds they are. Now I want to talk to you about some activities to do after we've read our book. The first thing we're going to talk about is we're going to try to grow from a seed, to sprout a seed. So what you'll need are some seeds. I'm going to use my beans. You can use beans. You could use sunflower seeds. Beans are usually really good for this project, so that might be something to ask your mom and dad for. You're also going to need a zip top bag like this, a piece of paper towel, and some water. So I like to fold my paper towel. See, I just have the piece and I've just folded it kind of small like this. And you're going to wet it down and wet it down really good. It needs to be really, really wet. Okay? And once you make sure your paper is really, really wet, you're gonna put your paper in your zip top bag. And then you're gonna place your seeds on top of the wet towel. Let me get them in here and I'll show you. All right, so I've put them in there side by side, sort of. They kind of fell. And then I'm gonna zip it up. Get most of the air out. Now I'm gonna put this in a sunny place in my house. In my house, I put it in the windowsill in my breakfast room. That seems to be the place where lots of lights come. I chose to put 3 beans in here because sometimes seeds just aren't good and they just don't sprout. So if you have 3 in there or more or less, then you have a better chance of seeing the seed sprout. Now put this in a sunny spot for a few days, and hopefully if the seeds are good and if you've given it enough water, the seeds will open up and you'll have a sprout. The next project is we're gonna paint with watercolor. Now, I did not have watercolor in my house, so I made some. All I did, parents, is I put a little bit of paint and some water. And I didn't have a paintbrush, but I have a Q-tip. So I put paint and water and I mixed it up. Next, you're gonna wanna take the paper liner for a cupcake. You see mine is a really big kind. And you're gonna take your watercolor and you're gonna paint on your muffin cup liner. See? Just do a little paint. When it dries, then you're gonna take it and you're gonna glue it onto a piece of paper and you're gonna give it a stem. And then you've got a great big flower that you made. Or if you have smaller cupcake liners, you could turn it this way and you could make lots of flowers. Make a garden of flowers. I am so glad you joined me in my library today. I hope you had fun. I would love to see your finished projects. Head on over to the KFBC Kids Facebook page and drop a picture to let me know how it went and how your projects turned out. If you're watching this on Facebook, just comment below the video. I hope you have an awesome day. See you next time.